Welcome. Today, I will ask you to stop asking AI questions and start giving AI material. As we saw in the previous episode, clarity transforms outputs. But there's another layer to this that most people miss. Artificial intelligence is not a search engine. It generates language. When you give it nothing, it guesses. When you give it material, it aligns. Here's what I mean. If you ask AI, what's a good warm-up activity for a grammar lesson, you'll get something generic. 5 sentences. Circle the verbs. I suggest a quick pair share, nothing wrong with it, but nothing specific to your students either. Now imagine you upload your actual lesson plan from last week, your unit overview, and a sample of student writing from the previous assignment. Then you ask, based on these materials, suggest a warm-up activity that bridges yesterday's lesson on sentence structure to today's focus on verb tenses. The activity should take 5 minutes and work for mixed ability learners. Same tool, completely different result. Uploading lesson plans, rubrics, or readings is not cheating. It's orientation. Think about it this way. This is the difference between asking a substitute teacher to figure it out and handing them your actual materials. One approach sets them up to improvise. The other sets them up to continue your work. Context reduces what we call hallucinations. That's when the model generates information that sounds plausible but isn't accurate. We'll talk more about hallucinations in a future episode, but for now, understand this. Artificial intelligence doesn't hallucinate because it's broken. It fills gaps. When you provide source material, there are fewer gaps to fill. A 2024 study from MIT's Teaching Systems Lab found that educators who provided curriculum documents alongside their prompts reported 68% fewer instances of irrelevant or off-target AI responses compared to those using prompts alone. This doesn't mean these tools suddenly understand your classroom. They don't. But they have concrete examples to pattern after, rather than generalizing from billions of unrelated texts. Let me give you a practical example. You're teaching a unit on persuasive writing. You want AI to help generate a rubric. Without material, you ask, create a rubric for persuasive writing. You'll get something. It might include criteria such as clear thesis, supporting evidence, and logical organization. Standard stuff. But is it aligned to your state standards? Does it match the complexity level you're teaching? Does it account for the scaffolding you've already done? Probably not. Now try this. Upload your state standards for writing. Upload the anchor text you're using. Upload a student sample from an earlier assignment. Then ask, create a 4-point rubric for persuasive writing that aligns with these standards, references techniques from this anchor text, and accounts for the skill level demonstrated in this student sample. The output becomes usable, not because the model got smarter, because you gave it a map. This principle applies across tasks. Feedback on student work, discussion questions, assessment creation, differentiation strategies. The more material you provide, the more grounded the response becomes. You're not doing the AI's job. You're doing what good instruction always requires, providing context so the tool can be useful. And here's the thing. You already have this material. The lesson plans, the unit guides, the anchor texts, some student work samples, rubrics, and standards documents. You're not creating extra work. You're using what already exists to make these tools work better. The next time you use artificial intelligence, ask yourself, what material do I already have that could guide this response? Upload it, reference it, watch the quality change. Because AI works best when it's not starting from zero, and neither should you. Like and subscribe for more AI insights. Until next time.